A lot of RVers ask about Brinkley RV, and it's been documented some of the problems Brinkley RVs have. Some of those problems do include the dreaded frame flex, but we have a subscriber that reached out to us and wanted to discuss the issues he's had with his Brinkley. You're going to want to watch this video because he talks about all the problems he's had with his Brinkley, and it's truly eye-opening. We're at a campground right now in Louisiana, so we don't have one gig down, one gig up. So if there's a little spottiness, we do apologize.
Or a little delay.
A little delay. So,
hang in there.
Yeah, so let's bring Greg back in. How you doing, Greg? How are you? Thanks for joining us.
I'm doing well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
So you were on several months ago with your Brinkley. So if anybody missed that, what specific model year do you have?
Yeah, we have a 2024 Z3110. So 35 foot long, 15.5, I believe it is GVWR, small bunk room in the rear.
So you're not a full timer, right? You have a full time job. You're kind of like most RVers, right? A couple times out of the year, weekend warrior, and very much how we started. And a lot of RVers are out there. So, what has been your experience with your Brinkley so far?
Yeah, so far it's been, the Brinkley stuff has been absolutely fantastic. Our experience with the customer service is just how everyone hears about it and what everybody, how they seem to talk about how good they are. That's been absolutely wonderful. It has not been without, we've had a couple issues. More of it is more around the components and stuff like that, which, I can't blame Brinkley for, right? Everyone's using similar components and all models and brands. So I suspect, or I would guess, that people that have similar component models and whatnot would be having some of the similar, same issues that we had. However, since going through the process of fixing those items, we've been pretty lucky. Everything crossed, everything's worked pretty good. So with that experience, I tend to pack spare parts just in case for certain things that seem to be higher failure rate.
So tell us about a couple of the things that you had fixed.
When we went on our long trip from Connecticut to Ohio, the first leg, if you will, we lost our front AC. And that was, kind of one of those things we were really worried about because heading down to Gatlinburg in the summer over July 4th, it's probably going to be a little bit hot. Now, fortunately, the Chill Cube 18K in the rear and a well-placed tower fan from Home Depot worked for the rest of that trip.
Oh, good.
But that was yeah, that was, and it was good too, because during the day when it's super hot, we were out in Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, the park and stuff. And then when we got back, it was, it caught up and it was cool enough at night. We didn't have any issues. That was a control board that failed that apparently was extremely common, a control board failure. So now I carry 2 spares just to have them. Then our Furrion fridge died. There's a fan. One of the common failures, a fan in the freezer, and I don't really know how a refrigerator works, but that fan had died. Now I saw that before we went out on trips and long trips, and there have been some folks on the Brinkley pages that had posted an Amazon fan. It was $26, so I had a spare. So it took me 5 to 10 minutes to fix that, and I haven't had a problem since. Our Furrion microwave was having, I guess I'll call it burn marks on it, like the what I understand is the door vibrating wears the paint off, and then it arcs and sparks because it exposes the metal. So we did have that one replaced under warranty, and then I put a bunch of PPF to cover all the painted areas so it wouldn't rub the paint off and we wouldn't have the same problem. But that, as I understand it, that was so common that I think the newer units, the 26s, they use a GE microwave now. Don't quote me on that, but that's what I've kind of picked up. So it's been nice seeing that Brinkley is actually looking at stuff like that and saying, well, what can we do? Because frankly, it's got to be a pain for them just as much as it is for the consumers.
We want to take a moment to interrupt our regularly scheduled program. We've been on the road for quite some time, and sleep is an important thing. Our mattress is a big part of that. We do have a Brooklyn Bedding mattress from RVmattress.com by Brooklyn Bedding, and MJ can talk about how much she loves it.
I do. When we first got Stella, it was literally the first upgrade we made because we needed our good mattress. What's great about it, we didn't need to do this because we knew how good it was, but you can take 120 nights and try it out. If it doesn't work for you, they will work with you to find something that does fit your needs.
They're based in the USA, and they have all different types of mattresses. So we have a memory foam, the Dream Foam memory foam mattress. They have coils. They have a hybrid of both coils and memory foam. They also have the new Titan Plus, which is made for taller, heavier people. That's a direct response to RVers' request. It was one of their best sellers at the Hershey RV show.
They also have tons of products. They have cooling pillows, they have weighted blankets, sheets, all different things. If you're a full-time RVer, no worries. You can get everything delivered right to your campground and no hassle.
If you go to rvmattress.com/endless, use the discount code
Endless.
You will always get 30% off. You always get the best deal with that discount code endless. So if you want more information, go to the link down below. It's rvmattress.com/endless.
And Greg is patiently waiting, so let's get back to him. The best lessons that we all learn as RVers is it's a good lesson. When something goes wrong, we start carrying lots of extra parts, right? And then we have a full RV service center in our basement, right?
Well, here's a funny thing about the front AC, the Furrion low profile. So they've actually made updates to it. So ours, the older one, if you will, it read the temperature in the return duct, and people used to complain because it would just dump cold air and then get sucked right back up, and it would short cycle. So our control board fails. I'm, calling everybody. E-Trailer doesn't have it. I'm calling Lippert. Of course, it's holiday weekend, holidays and everything. And what I found out is they've since made a change to a newer control board that reads the temperature at the thermostat. You can use the newer control board in the older units, but you have to buy a different thermostat. So it's like I figured out this kind of like, yes or no, go here, yes or no, go here. Well, we had they did the microwave, had no issues with that. We did have our door swapped out. There were some very minor like spider cracks in it. Probably nothing to worry about, but it's also a principle, right? It's a new unit. I want a door that doesn't have these little cracks in it. So they swap it out, and now I have around that door like exterior sealant and stuff, which obviously Brinkley's kind of pride themselves in not having that. So that's a dealership training issue, in my opinion. Now, a positive that came from that is there's a black stripe along the bottom of the door that the dealer didn't put on either. So I called Brinkley. I said, hey, the dealer didn't do this. And he pulled up my VIN in the computer, and they had 3D images. They 3D, I guess, image scan every unit. And he knew exactly the decal, and I had a decal set, a strip of decal in the mail in a week. It's not really an issue. Like I said, it's our fault. So we had folded up our steps, and we have some carpet treads like Velcro down, and we didn't realize they were wet, and water had dripped off the treads right by the door, and the trim around the door had started to suck up the water, and the paint at the bottom of that trim was flaking. So I had posted on Facebook. I said, hey, I know it's this color. Does anybody know what sheen it is? And I had a message from Brinkley Crew, that's their Facebook folks, within like 10 minutes, and they said, hey, confirm your VIN, we'll send you out a touch-up kit for free. It was my fault. I wasn't even asking for it.
Right,
I was gonna go buy a little touch-up thing at Sherwin-Williams. We had a seal replaced on one of our slides, one of the exterior wiper seals. I mean, once again, that was something that was probably okay. It was like trim like maybe an 1/8 inch or a 1/4 inch too short. Never had a leak or anything. But we wanted to kind of have that addressed. So they did that once again. They smeared sealant all across the top of it. So I tried to ignore that because that's one of the main reasons that we bought the Brinkley was no exterior sealant. So
Right.
the TFT TPMS seems to be very finicky. That's not a Brinkley thing though. Once again, it's not a signal thing. It's the display for me for some reason locks up, and I have to cycle power going down the road. It's been actually a pleasure to own this because we don't have the anxiety we used to have when we went out with our previous unit.
Some people love Newmar, some people hate Newmar, some people love Tiffin, some people hate Tiffin. Like everybody has different experiences.
I think
the follow-up is important.
The follow-up is important. I think if people understand that no matter what RV they get, whether they get a $10,000 one, there goes our dryer, or a $10,000 one or a $3 million one, like they're all going to have problems. They just are.
Right.
It's how much is this problem going to cost you, and are you able to get service for it
and support?
Yeah,
which it sounds like you definitely
that's
have.
important. And if people understand that, then I think they have a better expectation going in. Like we were on, I don't know, like a 5,000-mile trip, and we're fine. We pull into our campground, and we lost our comfort steer. Our comfort steer's not working. So we went out of like nowhere. It's just not working. So we had a bumpy roads coming down. It's not a common problem. I did the reset. Like it could be a reprogramming. It could be a $10,000 replacement. We don't know at this point.
Just stay off I-10 in Louisiana. That's all we have to say, because we're pretty sure that's what caused it.
Yeah, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we could still drive, so whatever. We have
Always
extended
something, right?
warranty, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that the big issue that everyone wants to bring up just because of the whole frame flex stuff over the last couple of years is the sidewall cracks that,
Right,
have
right.
been pretty much well publicized. And being an architect and understanding things have to give, but it's a delicate balance between flexibility and stiffness. In the beginning, they were still trying to figure that out, but everything I've heard is that everyone's getting them fixed.
Okay.
And a lot of people want to go back to the factory, right? Because that's where I would want to have a fix like that done, knowing that other places are approved to do it. Well, sometimes that pushes you out 7, 8, 9 months or whatnot. But as far as I know, everyone, that's had it fixed. I don't know if there's been any repeat cracks or anything. So it seems like they may have found the solution or the right, concoction of bracing and glues and everything else to make it work. I think the last thing I saw by one YouTube channel was that, any unit after 4,000 is pretty much good to go. No issues.
I mean,
It's
you're an
pretty,
architect, like whenever something new comes out, like it never goes according to R&D. Like it just doesn't. They might have had some growing pains.
like
I
I
don't
like to
know.
say, asbestos was the greatest thing ever at one point in time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Right.
I mean, they are coming out with some really, I mean, one thing I've noticed looking at, obviously your videos and other channels that went to Hershey or, whatever the case may be. I like that, they came out and now other companies are really feels like they're upping their game and innovation,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really creating good competition in the market, I think, and that can't do anything but help the consumer. But Axiom, the new one, right? I'm still kind of hot and cold on that one. We'll see how that all works out. But,
I can almost
it's
guarantee it'll have
unique.
some problems in the beginning.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt. Like me, I don't think I can back it up my driveway. It sits so low. Outside of the component stuff, it's been boring. I mean, I did have to do a slight slide adjustment. It was a simple one. I did it myself, not a big deal. I mean, I would say that's normal. Our pocket door is a little bit of a pain. The rods that kind of latch it at the top, I guess, going down the road and they vibrate, they kind of screw in and retract automatically,
Mm,
which is kind of odd, but it's not worth ripping the door apart for that because I can just get my fingers in there and twist them back up every time we
right,
stop. It
right,
takes 2 seconds.
Yep.
right. So,
Um,
so would you buy another Brinkley?
oh, without a doubt. As of this point in time, until someone shows me, something better from a quality and customer service standpoint, it's the only one I would buy.
Okay. Well, that's good
And
to know.
that's a
Good.
common thing when we go to campsites and we see other Brinkley owners. A lot of people are very satisfied. Not that they haven't had problems, but they're very satisfied with the response.
Well, they're nice looking RVs
They're
for sure.
beautiful.
They really aesthetically
I
beautiful.
said
Yeah.
if we were in, like, if we had a tow, we're gonna get a towable. They would be up there for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But they're really nice. I really do. Even like their travel trailers are really nice.
Oh man, those I series are stunning with the flat aluminum skin. It's got
Yeah,
automotive paint. I mean,
they're
it's a travel
beautiful.
trailer without automotive paint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Thank you for joining us, Greg. Hopefully this helps answer some questions for viewers that might be thinking about getting a Brinkley. They might have saw you the first time. Now it's a follow-up a year later. We appreciate you coming on, sharing your time. You didn't have to do that, but it's definitely going to help the RV community for sure.
Yeah. Thanks for being
Yeah,
here, Greg.
Safe travels.
thank you.
All right, take care.
Take care.
Bye.